Hi guys, it's Kimberly George. I am back with the second half of this video. So, we moved past from me and that girl to now, like, she tried to do the whole restraining order, and now we are at the old guy that is a photographer that I'm friends with, and let me give you a little background with him. I've known him for like a year or more. Old guy, 74 years old or something like that. He's a sweet person, but he approached me to do like some photo shoots because he likes to do some trans girl stuff and videos and stuff like that. Not saying it's anything professional, just point and shoot kind of a thing. I think he was selling some of that stuff on Clips for sale, but I've asked to see that, never did, but whatever. I mean, if he wants companion, that's fine. I understand that. So, we met before. Um, I turned some stuff down, and then we reconnected, and then he wanted to do the same thing, and I kind of told him I had a block surgery, and where I'm at, we're trying to fix some things. But I don't mind shooting, but it's got to be really worth my time to do all this stuff. And then, he wants to sell these things, these photos and videos, and make money, and I can handle it with the modeling thing and try to help get some girls and some people I know just to jump in and have fun. Because the deal, what it was, instead of doing a modeling fee, I would pay them like, let's say $100 or something, and then the rest of it goes to strictly to like surgery money. So with the Valerie girl and him, with the old guy, even though he's really a pretty hardcore pervert. He was having me do some stuff with his computer, moving images to a hard drive, which was like more than 1 million images downloaded off the internet of porn of everything you can think of. I've seen it all, minus anything illegal, which I never did get to see because with me transferring stuff over, I had to really just change the files for details, so I didn't see images much because it was just too massive of a project. And of course, he was paying for me to do that, be his friend. We've been to dinner, done all this stuff, but yet he is still, an old guy that's, on his last leg, and does have the camera equipment, but no skill set become with editing or doing anything. It's pretty much a point and shoot and just getting his collection together. You know how that goes. So we've hung out. He was really sweet. He was like become a friend. I helped him out, taking the doctor visits. He was gonna help me do my like some surgery stuff. Um, with that being said, we was doing the photos. I started bringing some girls in and have fun. We all hung out, go to dinner, birthday parties. We did birthday parties for me. We did photos, hanging out, like giving this old guy something to do. Even though he's old and like kind of like a pervert with the sexual stuff, he needs a friend too. And he was like 10 minutes down the road, so it was kind of nice. So next, where I'm going with this is the Valerie girl. We all hung out, have photos together. I'm sure you'll see that on my like my Facebook, or I haven't yet posted on Instagram or any other social media stuff yet. But we all hung out, had a good time. He did have model release forms and all that stuff, and like he tried to pawn that off on me in the end of the day with that stuff, like it was my job to do that. But I'm not a photographer, and I'm not selling this stuff, and we are not business partners like that. So keep that in mind. All the stuff we was doing. We were just pretty much having fun, like he was paying for my friendship, like an escort or a date, same thing, or just companionship. So, with that being said, 6 months later, he's cut me checks for hanging out, doing photos, to I think $3,100 or something to that amount. But with surgery money, not including all the other stuff we've done. Um, and he liked Valerie, and we're all like running around doing like all these nude photo shoots, etc., etc. Well, we never had a problem. We was good friends and all that stuff. Whenever, like I said in the first video, when she did all this stuff with this couple, I kind of like had a cold, and I just ghosted everybody. And it was him not hanging out with that guy, and he's a little wishy-washy on some stuff. But with that being said, I mean, like, he knew everything, so it's not like it was a big secret. Where I felt with the whole Valerie thing, because we was pretty much on point. With all, hold on a minute, with all the everything that was going on, how I liked her, but yet he was in love with me too, and I really wasn't feeling all that, and I tried to keep it strictly business, kind of a friendship or whatever, but no sexual. Like, there's nothing we can do. I mean, he can't even go for a walk. I mean, whatever. So, he wasn't having that, so he was pretty pissed off at that. So with me and Valerie having some issues, and then I kind of didn't feel good and stopped talking to him, you know, things have started changing. Like I said, like I've known him long enough, so like when there's a different, um, when the wind blows a different direction, you can tell. So what has happened is with the whole Valerie stuff and this whole restraining order that she tried to get on me, and it didn't work out because there's nothing there. And so then at the same time, this guy that I'm talking to, he's totally out of character, not acting like the same way he normally does. And next, he was trying to send me like extortion voice messages, and I will play them here in a few minutes. About if I don't bring $1,000, or he's gonna go to the police or whatever. And you'll hear what I'm saying, like like I said, like we never had issues, but then here Valerie is over there being buddy buddy because now like she's turned him against me. And two, the story goes with all this that she thinks I did this threatening letter that caused her little couple to like fucking cast her out. She's gonna try to take everything away from me, which is a very deadly game with me, and I definitely made that known in court in front of a judge. Um, when we went to the whole restraining order thing, because this is not reindeer games, and there's a lot more in play that she doesn't know about because she hasn't been around too long, and and they know what's going on prior to what Valerie really knows on some histories and some stuff. But I'm not going to dwell into that because it's really not nobody's business, and it keeps me protected and everybody else. So with that being said, guy was out of character, and these are the voice messages he had sent. And I'm not sure which one's in order, but we want to go through this and see how this is going to work out. Let me try to turn this up to see if y'all can hear this. So let's see if this works.
Hi, Kim. Hope all's well. I'm going to go to the police on Monday. I'm also going to go to the FBI. So, if you want to try to remedy this, you've got until Monday morning to remedy it. But that's the last opportunity. Hope you have a good weekend. Goodbye.
Okay, so that was the second message. So yeah, I knew there wasn't an order. So let me play you the first one. So, and then you'll understand where it all began.
Hey, Kim. It's Barley. Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to give you 1 week to return $1,000, and then that's it. So a week from today, I go to the police department. So give me a call and let me know what's going on. Hope you're doing okay. Bye.
Now, how about that? That was like the nicest threatening thing I've ever received so far in my life. It is crazy, like this guy has off his rocker because we've been good friends, never had an issue, and then next I have Valerie problems, and then now she's inserted herself to our friendship with me and Barley, and now she has ruined that, which is fine because he did get annoying, but it's not always about a sexual thing. He was trying to pressure me to be there all the time, and I work a full-time job and like put 14 hours in a day to try to afford my transition and all this stuff. So much going on. Just don't have time for everybody. So, and the shitty part of it is like, so Valerie wanted to friend him, because I know before, like, they never talked and all that stuff. And the story goes, that now here she is, and now things have changed. So pretty much what has happened is she's influenced him. Um, and like Barley has flirted around and rubbed on her pussy a little bit, whatever. But then too, Valerie knows that he was paying for all this stuff. So I'm pretty sure like she thought she was gonna ruin a friendship, and then like she's gonna try to get that money back or somehow get him to sue me. And I'm sure there was some kind of little conspiracy going on at that side of things to end up to even where he was paying Barley, the photographer, was paying me for my time. I'm sure he has cut some checks for her for probably she would probably letting him fuck around with her, and then letting a 70-year-old man that really is kind of smelly and nasty go down on her or do something. Cause I doubt he can get his penis hard. But that's not my problem. I'm not jealous. I just think that's kind of messed up. And or she thinks she's going to use an angle that she can gain some money off of him because she's seen that I was a friendship and me and him was working together on a project. So, let's run through all this and let's go straight to the court so I can kind of give you a crash course. So the first time we went to court is for him suing me for $3,100. It really doesn't have any evidence on the paperwork. We went to the first time. We sat there an hour. We go in front of a judge. He was like, he's trying to play this old, I'm so sickly and whatever, oxygen tank. I'm sick and got out of the hospital. I had ammonia. I shouldn't be out in this weather. And the judge, like, like, really? Like, this ain't gonna take very long. So he wanted continuance, and I was like, fine, that's fine. It just prolongs me destroying him in court, and whatever. Because like I said, there's everything has been structured out, and I know I didn't have nothing to worry about. It just all this is just being a retaliation because of Valerie, some threatening letter and a couple, and now here we are. She's fucking up some friendships, which in the end, it all gets worked out. So the next court date comes around. Here we are. Valerie is actually in the courtroom helping Barley out with his oxygen tanks and doing whatever, and I can just imagine what their story's like. So, with that being said, we was the last ones in court. The judge was throwing all the stuff out. His angle of attack was, he was paying me to do all this stuff, photography, whatever. Okay, look, you were paying me for friends. I brought girls over. You shot photos. There was no contract. And then he tried to portray that was my job and all that stuff. Nothing to do with me. And the fucked up part of all this was we go back and forth a little bit. And of course he admits to things like even the checks that he wrote out don't even have memos on anything. So it's like you're paying somebody and here it is. So it becomes a he said, she said kind of a thing. So with that being said, Barley was like, oh, I've done this for 40 years and all that. Yes, he did have a career in holding a video camera on top of a NASCAR racetrack, watching cars go around in circles. But he said that he had 40 years experience. The judge asked him, does you look at their IDs to see if they was legal? Because some of these girls are young and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, I didn't do that. So Barley is all caught up in a moment when he's everybody hanging out having fun. He don't even know who he's working with. He don't even know if these girls are legal or not. Which that was a whole other issue on itself if that was the case. But we have never crossed that bridge, so we're good. On the next thing of it is after he said he did this for 40 years, I just destroyed him. I was like, you know what, Judge? Here's this girl, and also I did give the judge photos, and they seen photos of all of us hanging out, all of us hanging out in the house. He threw a birthday party for me. Us hanging out, lap dancing, goofing off, normal dinner stuff, whatever, to photos of him on his back deck taking some random pictures of a girl, my friend's one of the girls I brought by. So there's no way to determine business and pleasure and friendship. And then I even brought up to the other, in all this time, I bet you this girl Valerie that's been here and she's sitting here, I bet you don't have a model contract and or an ID or any kind of paperwork filled out. You were trying to say that was my responsibility, even though you hung out with these girls without me. So that was all your stuff. Nothing to do with me. This is not the agreement. And he didn't say anything. And I, because he looks like a fucking idiot. They just wanted some money back. Thought he was going to get this shit for free. And even though if he did try to get or won this, it would never happen. And or there would have been some serious hardship for him because retaliation would have been utmost importance because you're not going to do things like you did with me and get away with them. Not on that level because I'm telling you, that is a very, very backstabbing, dirty game you're going to play. And Barney has a problem with, too, a lot of things where he's just an asshole with stories he's told me would be bitching to the realty company or he's called the governor's office, had the FBI come by his house, talked to him about that. So he's a little feisty. So back to court, all that stuff. The judge, this woman's, was really fun. She just didn't want to hear all this shit. She said, look, if it's over $500, you better have a contract because you know what? This is just a game. You can't prove shit either way on both sides of anything. She just pretty much dismissed that. She's like, you know what, I'm out. And then she just rolled out. She was not having this. She's like, fuck this shit. And she knows, maybe she had some, some trans or LGBTQ kind of affiliations that, understood where I come from. Not way Barley was, we was a friends. Now he's trying to say I scammed him and all this nonsense. Well, that's fine. Whatever you want to make you feel better at the end of the day. I still give him my money. It got dismissed and he was mad, saying this is not over and that what did he say? Oh, I'm a fraud. You're letting a criminal loose. And I was like, dude, just go lay down and die somewhere. Nobody cares about you no more. Like, you're pretty much useless in life because minus you paying girls to get your rocks off to see something nude, you would never see nobody. And God forbid, like, I wonder what your fucking son or family feels like if they know all this of what you're really doing. So, and Valerie was there, and he was angry, and I thought she said something about she was sorry, but I really didn't care to hear anything, and or I could have misinterpreted or whatever. But it is all because of her. So, I mean, and she's bebopping around, looking like a fucking idiot because since we've gone on a little bit with this, I will tell you the bombshell in the last video of everything, and hopefully she will watch this and feel like a fucking idiot because you all are going to love this fucking bullshit and all the resources have been poured into this dumb shit to cover my ass and to protect me from people like her and all this nonsense. But you know what? Whatever. So I lost a friendship with an old guy that was a pervert. Whatever. Thanks for the money. It still gets me bigger tits, and some other guy will take photos and sign a contract with me, and we will be doing what you could have been doing. But but you've let some girl that lives in like $150 trailer that's got mold in it that I kind of thought was cute to influence you. But yet, hey, pussy goes a long ways, but I don't know, but maybe it's for the best. So check out the next video. Court is coming up in a couple days finally for the restraining order, and you're gonna love the shit I got to tell you on that. Plus my lawyer and all his fun stuff. But I'm gonna wait till that's over until I really drill it into it, and then I'm gonna follow up with everything on really what was going on and how all this started, and what I've come to find out because I had to be very very quiet between my lawyer and some other like LEOs or law enforcement officers on everything we poured into this. Just because I have friends in a lot of places and do a lot of things outside, and you know what I mean. I'm just not gonna allow somebody that's gonna come in my life and fuck with me after I've been really nice to you, and I have a lot more stories for us, all the roommates, and all the bad stuff. So much juicy details. But follow my channel, subscribe, share, and definitely I will be posting this video probably within a week to follow up on everything and give you all the juicy stuff. See ya.